Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Take Profit FOMC statement, live trading. We are live now. It is 5 minutes before the FOMC statement comes out. I am still in a trade from this afternoon that we never got stopped out of. We never got to our take profit. It's been a slow day. It's what I was expecting. I am going to close this position now for minus 15.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
Minus $15. Waited a couple more seconds. I would have got break even, but it's fine. Minus $15 then, with commissions minus $18 on the day so far. Had a chance to take a little bit of profit, about $50-$60 some point during the day, but yeah, I'm closing it now because before the news release in 4 minutes, just because we are we're going to be getting a lot of movement, I suspect, shortly. So I wanted to get out of that trade just so that it doesn't hit my stop loss and then some slippage and stuff like that, because that happens quite a lot on this sort of event. Just gonna see if the live stream is working, and then we should be ready to go. Okay, it would seem that we are live streaming and we have sound as well. Yeah, cool. So I'm just gonna add a something in the chat box here before the release comes out. Okay, so this is the plan, everyone. We are going to do what is called the rule of 4. We are going to wait for the news release. That is going to be in 2 minutes. We're then going to wait 40 whole minutes. 40 whole minutes. And using the dial, what we're going to do is, starting from the new 10-minute bar that comes out in a minute and a half, we're going to count. The first bar is number 1, the second bar will be number 2, the third bar will be number 3, and the fourth bar will be number 4. The fourth bar that comes out on the 10-minute chart, we will bracket, meaning we'll put a buy order above, a sell order below, with a stop loss at either end, adjusting our position size, adjusting our contract size according to the risk. So, and then we let it play out. Hopefully it'll be a quick one. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be a slow one. But we're gonna see. Gonna see how this goes. And yeah, that's how we're going to trade it today. Unusual, I know, but that is the plan. The news comes out here in 30 seconds, 25 seconds, so just waiting on that. And then we'll see what this statement does, because usually it has quite a lot of movement. Ten seconds. 2 seconds. And out we go. So it's interesting to see that I could potentially hit my take profit on would have potentially hit my take profit, and almost anyway. No, take profit was down here, so we would have been in profit, but not taking profit just yet. We would definitely have had a stop at break even by now, but that's just hindsight, and also something I didn't do, so let's not even pretend to discuss. What's happening on the S&P? S&P is tanking as well, and the Nasdaq is probably doing the same. So Nasdaq's not too bad, huh? New lows on the day on the Dow. New lows on the day on the S&P. But the Nasdaq is still holding up relatively strongly. What we're focusing on then is the 10-minute bar. This is the first 10-minute bar, and that will finish in 8 minutes and a half. What I don't get is, I mean, if we go into this news here, there's 5.5%, so actual is the same as forecast, same as the previous, no difference at all. But the statement is being read out now, right, I believe. So I don't really get how the market reacts so quickly to something like this. Like, he's only been speaking 2 minutes, if he's speaking on time. So it makes you wonder if people know what's being said before before it actually gets released. Because how do you know? How do people know how to trade the moment at 8 o'clock, or on the hour, I should say, wherever you may be in the world, on the hour? How do people know what to, which direction to go with that? They don't, unless they know what's going to be said. But so far it's not been as violent. It's only dropped. It's only dropped about 100 points in the Dow. Not an awful lot for the FOMC. Nasdaq's not even made a new low for the day. S&P has not done, has made a new low, dropped about 16 points, 15 points. Also not an awful lot. So it might be quite a timid one, this one tonight. Not an awful lot of volume down here. There's a little bit, but not a massive amount. Interesting. Let's see how this goes. Bit annoying that I had to close that. If I'd known the future, I would have left it, obviously. But I mean, if I'd known the future, then I would be a very rich man. So what we're gonna do here then? How many people are watching this, if any? Okay. Welcome. We have 3 people here. That is interesting. I did not see that. Say hello first of all. Don't be scared. Say hello in the chat. Much appreciated you are here. I don't know when you've joined exactly, but yeah, the plan is this: we are going to wait for the fourth 10-minute bar after the FOMC announcement. So the first one is being formed right now. It should be finished in 4 minutes. Then we're going to wait for the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. The fourth one we're going to bracket. We're going to bracket above it. So we're going to buy above it. We're going to sell below it, and then we're going to leave it and see how it goes. With the stop loss at the other side of the bar, so to speak. It's not been such an explosive reaction like I was kind of hoping it was gonna be, but it seems quite a timid FOMC right now as we speak. And I hope it gives the market some sort of direction that it's not had since for the last few days. But yeah, because the last few days have just been crazy slow. Crazy slow. Not much going on, and we've just been in anticipation of tonight. So, and tonight seems to be a little bit of a flop at the minute. Just a little bit. But we are definitely going to be waiting, put it that way, because the FOMC is very unpredictable, very erratic. So many people struggle to trade it, and this way that we do it here is very mechanical. It's a lot easier to trade, takes away a lot of emotion, and as long as you can get your stop loss to break even pretty much as soon as possible, then you can actually make a lot of money out of FOMC. A lot of money. I've had it in the past where I've traded on my private accounts. I've made 200-300 points at $10 a point, which you're talking $2,000-$3,000 in one evening. But you can also very easily lose money. But this strategy does help to minimize that risk, because it takes away that emotion and gives you a mechanical entry, and just allows you to focus on getting your risk down to as small amount as possible, which is what we're going to do. But we still have one extra person in this stream, so say hello. Don't be scared. Welcome to the FOMC statement live stream, day trading by Take Profits. I hope you've seen some of my other stuff, then you're not your first time here, because if it is your first time here, this is probably going to be kind of boring for you for the next 30 minutes anyway. Maybe come back in 30 minutes. I'll try and entertain you if you stay. Okay, so there's the first 10-minute bar that's closed at obviously quite a big downtrend bar for the first 10 minutes on the Dow. We are going to be trading the Dow again. That is the main thing that I trade here on the live stream, mainly because that's where the strategies that I use work best, not because I'm a big lover of the Dow or something like that. But I do like to keep an eye on other things like the S&P and the Nasdaq as well, because they are quite well correlated, and when one starts to push, then the other one starts to push as well. We're currently not in any trades. I don't know if we're currently not in any trades, so whilst it may not be the most exciting right now, it will hopefully be a little bit more exciting shortly, in about 25-30 minutes from now. Don't know what's gonna happen. No one does. That's why we're all here. If we knew what was gonna happen, then we would be very rich people. Put it that way. But it's not really made its mind up at the minute, has it? Especially on the Dow, there's no real follow through. We had a big negative bar, but it's just been so boring recently in terms of the movement. No real excitement. It's just been 1, 2, 3, 4, two green bars, 2 red bars, 2 green bars, 2 red bars, just like all cancelling each other out. There's no big movements really happening at the minute, unfortunately. And the FOMC, I was hoping we're just going to change that, and it seems to have done a little bit. At least it's broken out on that. The Nasdaq's not even made a new low of the day. The S&P did, but it's just come straight back into the range. So I think once the press conference starts here in what is it, about another 20 minutes, then we will hopefully start to get a little bit more movement as well. What's so interesting is I from the trade I took today on the normal trading session, I had to close it before the FOMC started, obviously, but my sell was at 38,593, and I was thinking, oh well, I would have hit the take profit, but I would have missed it by 2 points, or maybe even 1 point. The low it went to is 38,495. I would not be a happy man right now. I think I would have been stopped out as well. Already. No, I wouldn't have been stopped out, but that would have been frustrating as anything, huh? 2 points away from being $150 for the day already before FOMC. Well, before we even trade the FOMC. That would have been nice. Give us a little bit of cushion in case we mess up, or give us an extra boost in case we do really well. Who knows? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get my stop to break even as quickly as possible, and then save it for as long as I can, and just try and let that winner run. Not too bothered if it comes down and hits the stop loss at break even. I'd rather try and win a couple of 100 points rather than go for 100 points at this point. I was hoping for something a bit more better than this at the minute. The conference does start in 12 minutes time from now. So once that starts, then hopefully we will get a little bit more excitement, should I say. Just gonna have a look here at some of the interest rates unchanged. Yeah, so the interest rates unchanged. So I guess that was the forecast. So I guess that was planned into the markets a little bit. Yeah, in 8 minutes, there's going to be a live stream from the Federal Bank to tell us about. Yeah, I don't really know what he's going to tell us about. They're going to tell us something. And he's going to move the market, hopefully. And we're going to get in on it, hopefully. Yes, the Nasdaq was down. The headlines are pretty scary. They're saying like Nasdaq dropped loads after the announcement, but it didn't. It didn't drop loads after the announcement. That's just a clickbait a little bit. It did drop, but it didn't even make new lows of the day. S&P did, the Dow did, but yeah, Nasdaq didn't. I'm just going to be back here in a second. We have had the second 10-minute bar has finished, so we're waiting for the third one and then the fourth one, and then we will be trading on the fourth 10-minute bar there. So I'll just be back here in 1 second. For anyone who is watching.
Order working. Modification rejected. Order working. Stop filled.
Okay, that's annoying. I just realized I've been talking to the microphone and no one could hear anything because I had it muted. That is very annoying. That's fine. Basically, what's happened here? On the 10-minute chart, the fourth bar, we've bracketed that. We've bought above it. we currently have our stop loss below it. What I want to try and do is get my stop loss up as close to the entry point as possible, as soon as possible. Currently, that isn't really possible. I don't see a logical place to do that, and I will try and get my stop up to 38,610 if we go up with the highest bar, which we have. So I'm moving my stop loss up to 48,610. That's the order. So we have now reduced our risk greatly. I feel a lot more comfortable now as a result. I'll go back to the 10-minute chart, and we can look at the 5-minute charts here. S&P is still pushing, and Nasdaq is still pushing as well. And I just hope we don't get stopped out here. Still got 50 points on the table pretty much. So $75 loss if we get stopped out. Don't know if we're going to push higher than this double top. I hope so. What I'm trying to plan on doing next is get my stop to break even, and then to essentially let it run as far as we can today. Really let it run. I'll let it run for the next hour at least. And then we see how far it goes. Nasdaq and both S&P are finally, everything is in the line. Everything is finally in sync with each other. They're all finally pushing again. S&P and the Dow have been quite in tune recently, but the Nasdaq has just been so weak. So yeah, we're still pushing, which is good. Yeah, keeps getting close to this double top, and then not getting any further. But I would really like it to push past that double top. If we get past that double top, then that means we are in. Are we at all-time highs again? I think so, right? Yeah, if we pass through this double top here, 38.78, then we are in all-time high territory again. And your guess then is as good as my guess, to be quite frank. But we're currently back into a negative for this trade, fortunately. We moved our stop up, so we're still 50 points worth of risk on the table, but that can change at any point if we get our stop loss up to a higher position. That is the next goal. Try and get our stop loss higher. It looks like we might get stopped out here, unfortunately. I was really hoping for a strong push through these for the last high that we had, but nothing yet. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get stopped out here. That's annoying. If we get stopped out, I'm going to leave my sell order in, at least for now, and then finish the stream. But I'm going to keep the sell order in, and keep recording the screen just in case we get filled on that. and then we can come back to that if we get filled on that, on a short. Looks like we're gonna get short filled here. Yep.
Order cancelled.
Stopped out, unfortunately, $75, so minus 96 on the day in total. We'll see if we get short here. But that's it for the live stream. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something. Wish you all the best and take care. Have a good day. I see you tomorrow for the live stream. Normal time. Bye bye.